the Super Bowl talk, NFL, but you already know what time it is. It's time to talk some hoops. So it's NBA All Star Week. Uh, Anything you expecting to be different about this All Star Weekend?
I mean, the one good thing I actually like that we're going back to the old East versus West
Yeah, me
format.
too. I wasn't a big fan of the captains just picking everybody, and I,
Yeah,
yeah, I wasn't too big a fan of that. I like the East versus West. Like,
yeah.
let's
It
see
was
which side's
cool.
the best or whatever.
Right, and it was cool for a while for a gimmick for one or two for something special. But I want to see East versus West. So that'll be good to see. East has the starters is Giannis, Halliburton, Dame, Tatum. Joel is hurt like normal.
Yeah,
Then Trey Young is injury replacement. Donovan Mitchell, Tyrese, first time All Star, Maxi, Bronson
Maxie. Yep.
deserved it. Scotty Barnes, first time All Star. Paolo, first time All Star, and then you got Bam. So I mean, a good looking team. But then the West is looking crazy. The West is looking crazy. You got Bron, Luca, KD, Shea, Jokic,
Jokic, bro. What?
Book. You got
Curry
Steph.
is a reserve.
Yeah, man. You got
Gosh.
80,
ED.
Ant Man. You got
Why?
Y, PG.
Bro,
Man,
what?
then Cat.
Man, when would this ever change?
What? The West
Like
is better than the
the
East?
West is always
I
the
mean,
West All Star lineup just always looks better than the East.
I don't know.
Let's touch this. When was the last time the Eastern Conference was stronger than the Western Conference? Do you remember
When the Heatles were together,
the who?
Miami Heat, when you had Wade, Bosh, and
And
Bron.
then you had the Celtics.
Yep,
The Celtics had that strong team.
yep.
Okay. Who's the third fiddle in that era?
Let me see. What you talking about in the East or in the
Yeah, in the
NBA?
East. In the East.
Trying to think of any teams that Oh, it was Indiana because PG played for them.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was they were solid out there.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it was PG.
All right. But yeah, so the All Star game, they've done a few things different, but I figured with that the other format they didn't have anything to lose quite so much because it's already kind of like the game's already like. And then what sucks is basketball as opposed to football, bro. It's like y'all can play hard for the All Star game, but they can't do that in the NFL. Like, bro, come on.
Man, I'm glad J-Bo ain't on here because he was getting me. I'm gonna
Yeah.
say because I'm gonna say the players back in the day they would like at least towards the end of the game, fourth quarter, everybody's gonna buckle down, play some defense because people want to play for pride and win the game, right?
Right.
First 3 quarters, everybody's hanging out, dunking, whatever. Third quarter, they're starting to get a little bit more serious, and then going to the fourth quarter, everybody's playing for real. That was back in the day, but now the whole game is pretty much trash half the time. So
It's so trash, man. Like,
I mean,
all right, so the NFL, bro, I didn't even know the NFL had their little Pro Bowl weekend
so,
until like a day later, I get a Bleacher Report like, oh, look at this pass that so and so made to so and so. I'm like, what the hell? When did the Pro Bowl happen?
they had like 10 viewers, man.
I mean, they just didn't find it worth to do any promotions for it or nothing. Like,
Bro, I don't know because it's the same weekend as NHL All Star Weekend.
mm,
NHL All Star Weekend
they
is
ball,
live.
right? They rock.
Yeah, it's live. In NHL All Star Weekend is crazy. So NFL might as well not even try. I mean, they just have a little get together, basically like a cookout.
Yeah, they be hanging out like, man, I want to be a part of the All-Star game. Like, you seen guys get snubbed. Oh, yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. All-Star snubs. So I mean, I'm looking at the starters, and then you look at it's like, all right, these guys deserved it, but I mean, did they really get snubbed? Are they, should we consider them in front? And let's see who didn't make it. You got Sabonis, Fox, Trae Young, Harden. No, not these guys. No.
What's up?
I'm looking at the other ones, like Alperen Sengun.
Oh, for the Rockets?
Yeah, he's good, but
he's nice, bro.
But he's not.
He should have made it over anybody, but
he could have made it, but he deserved to make it, but not over anybody. You got Harden, not Harden.
No, not Harden.
I mean, he's good, but no. You got Rudy. No. Didn't Rudy cry one time he didn't make it?
Yeah, man, he don't want to talk about Rudy.
And DeMar DeRozan, bro, I haven't watched him play all season, so.
Nah, that team trash. But I would say one of those dudes off of Sacramento should have made it because their team is good.
Mm-hmm.
Their team is good, and they are playing crazy. Sabonis leads the league in double doubles. Fox is top 7 in points. It's something crazy.
So would you have given Fox? All right, so you look at the reserves. So you got De'Aaron Fox versus Booker, Curry, and Edwards. Would you give him the nod over either of those guys?
Nah, I guess I got to put Sabonis in there over somebody.
So Sabonis over. So the forwards, you got Kawhi, Karl Towns, George, and Davis.
I'll give it to him over AD.
Over AD, really?
Sabonis' numbers are just as good as AD's right now. Okay. And they're winning. Their record's better.
Okay, I feel you on that one, but AD's just got that. He's got the popularity over Sabonis.
Yeah, but then that was voted by the coaches,
This is voted by the coaches?
Yeah, the reserves is by the coaches.
Okay.
Your reserves by the coaches, so I would have definitely. But here's the thing that they can do to solve this, man. So the active NBA roster is 15 players now.
Mm-hmm.
So why has the All-Star roster not moved up to 15?
How many is it? 10?
It's 12.
12.
It's 12. So there should be 3 more roster spots for people, especially with how many teams. Because when they first came out with the All-Star game, there was 20 teams. You know what I'm saying? So nothing's changed. Now that there's that many teams. So move it up to 15 on each team. And then that way, there's not as many snubs. Because there's guys that deserve it too. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm asking to put De'Aaron Fox on the team just to put De'Aaron Fox on the team. De'Aaron Fox is an all-star.
Right.
Bonus is an all-star NBA player. And those guys deserve to be all-star NBA players. Just as much as AD and not even trying to pick on AD or call out AD. Even like PG, I'm not even saying PG had a decent year, but I don't think PG's year is better than De'Aaron Fox. I think they're the same. I think they're the same level of what they're doing. Now, LA has a better team, but Sacramento has a really good team too.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but then Sacramento has a better record, so that's a proponent, but who knows? All right, so we had the All-Star game. So, I mean, typically teams have an uptick in their play and their intensity after the post-All-Star break. What are we expecting from the Lakers in this post-All-Star break? The same typical, okay, LeBron, we're going to turn up. We're gonna make a run. We're gonna get in this business.
They don't do nothing, man.
Nah.
They're not. It's not even because of their team. It's just they have a decent team. They're just not good compared to the top teams in the West. And we ain't even talking about Denver. We're not talking about defending champs who are finally clicking, and they've been on a run. Like Denver's playing great now.
So all that aside, to that the Lakers aren't better than Denver or whoever. Do you see them? So last year they really made an honest push to try to win the title. You know what I mean? And it looked apparent. It's like, oh wow, they beat the Grizzlies, they beat the Warriors, and we really think they can beat the Nuggets in the finals, or the conference finals. But the Nuggets swept them. You know, their close games still got swept. So there was really true belief in the league and amongst everybody that, except for the true Nuggets believers, that the Lakers would win. Now, do you think that team has those aspirations in them right now, or after getting smacked like that last year? And the way,
but I think it's stupid. Like at this point, and even the thing they were talking about trading D'Lo for what's my man from Atlanta,
DeJounte.
Yeah, man. Which that wasn't gonna push the needle. Not even saying that DeJounte's not a good player, but it's gonna give you what, maybe one more win or one more loss. It's not gonna change your team.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're just grasping, trying to make some moves that aren't really gonna push you to make you better than. If those moves aren't going to make you better, even than the team that's playing in the same building as you, then what's the use of making that moves? Because you're not going to be better than the Clippers. Like at this point in the 7-game series, as a Lakers fan that hates, it pains me to say this, but the Clippers are better than them.
Oh yeah.
Even with Clippers are better than them. The T-Wolves are better than them in a 7-game series. The Thunder's as good as them. I don't know how they were looking at series just because they're so young, but they have a team that is still pretty much better than the Lakers. So I don't know.
So do you think the fact that the Lakers didn't make any big trade deadline moves means I don't want to say folded, but kind of folded to the rest of the season?
Well, I mean, they didn't have anything to do. They don't have any more draft picks left. They don't have any players to trade. And so people are like, well, the Lakers didn't do this. They have nothing to give away. Like, they are who they are. And so right now they're just going to have to play with the piece they have. It's the same thing we talk about with the Phoenix Suns. Like, they don't have any draft picks left. And so what else are they going to do? They are who they are.
Okay. All right, let's look at some more of these picks, man. Which trades did you really like here?
Man, I would say real quick about the trades. I was really happy with all the trades that the Hornets did this year to actually make themselves look like a normal NBA team.
Like it's like, bro, y'all got to do something, man. Like so they traded PJ Washington for Grant Williams, Seth Curry, and first round pick. Hold on, real quick.
Yeah.
Is PJ Washington that valuable?
No. No.
So why the hell did Dallas make this trade?
I don't know. The Hornets actually won a trade for once. So, and it's a lightly protected first round pick. So it's only if it's a top 2 pick, I think it's just protected. So as long as whatever it is, they have a first round pick off of that. And they got a first round pick off of Terry Rozier trade too. But that was like a protected top 7 pick or something like that. Mm-hmm. But both good trades. But that PJ Washington trade, man, I was like,
because I saw the name. I'm thinking, what the hell? Like, what? I don't know. That one had me. Well, yeah, like you said, great. It's great for the Hornets. Dallas, I don't know. That was weird.
And I like they finally got rid of Hayward that was hurt, who was
Yeah.
a player who couldn't get healthy. But the pieces they brought in, man, Trey Mann is a good young point guard that they brought in to fill in for LaMelo, who's been often injured, and you needed somebody that's an actual point guard. But Trey Mann, even in the first two games that he's played, he started both of the games that he's been on the Hornets and actually looked like a point guard. What's my man? They had the former EuroLeague MVP. I don't even remember that dude's name or how.
David Davies Bertans.
Nah, Bertan is the big tall white dude that's got a good jumper who can stretch the floor. He's a stretch big. Vasilija Micic, who only averaged 3 points for OKC because they have so many guards on their team. But he was a EuroLeague MVP before he signed with them. And so him being on the floor, he can play. He's a gritty player who knows how to play basketball. So he was actually had a good game his first game with them. Grant Williams, who's just as good as PJ Washington, I'm good with that too.
All right. So the one trade I feel like I think this was the biggest trade of the trade deadline. The Milwaukee got Patrick Beverley from Philadelphia for Cam Payne and the 2027 second round pick. Is Pat Bev how's he been playing lately? I feel like that was more so of a mentality trade.
That is definitely a mentality. Because defense, man.
Exactly. They don't have any defense.
And then even Giannis needed a dog on this team. So
the Bucks just needed somebody to bring that energy, at least bring that energy in here. Even if Patrick Beverley isn't one of the best perimeter defenders, I'm not sure. Is he still, or is he solid?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
He's one of the best perimeter defenders in the league.
Yeah,
he's consistent.
But that's been a big thing is the Bucks just haven't been playing defense and bringing in somebody with that energy and mentality, especially a vet who knows how to play basketball. That's a big move for just overall for the defense play specifically, and the morale of this team. You know, that new energy. They must have really needed some. They needed something, some different mojo in that room or something.
Yeah, man, their coach ain't doing it. And then Buddy Hield going to Philly was a good trade too. They needed some more perimeter scoring since Maxi's killing it. And Joel is going to be out until playoffs. They're talking about he's out now until the playoffs are starting. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with them. I'm still not a buyer in them with Boston playing as well as they're playing. And then Milwaukee still has Giannis.
Okay. And New York, they picked up Bogdanovich and Alec Burks, and they sent.
That was a great trade for them.
They sent a bunch of guys and 2 second-round picks for those 2 players.
Yeah, that's a great trade.
I like that. I like that. They're getting some quality depth on that team. On that team.
You know,
I'm telling you, man. Look,
Vitch in your last name, that
Vitch. What? Yeah. So I'm saying I've been thinking it. So I hung out with my uncle Eric. He came to my competition. He lives in New York. He drove down there 3 hours to see me. Shout out Uncle E. I think New York can make it out the East. If the cards fall right for them, the dice rolls right for New York. I believe they can make it out the East this year. Now, I don't think they can to the finals, but I don't think whoever they play from the Western Conference, I don't think they can beat the Western champion.
Man, your uncle been talking that New York stuff to you. Honestly, the Knicks have a really good team. They have an exciting team. They're going to struggle with Boston in a 7-game series. they're gonna struggle with Giannis in a 7-game series, and then because we keep forgetting because we're like looking at Milwaukee, how they struggle with Doc Rivers and all that stuff in the regular season, but once they get to the playoffs, man, you got the best scorer in the playoffs with Dame, who actually has a team, and then you have Giannis, who's actually balls out in the playoffs. So I think New York would struggle with them, but I do see them winning, at least making it to the second round, and we'll see, man. But New York has a really good team. I don't want to downplay them. If Julius Randle comes back healthy and plays well, I mean, they could make it out. But man, Boston looks too good. And if Porzingis, and people sleep on Porzingis, if Porzingis is healthy during the playoffs, honestly, Boston should win the title. They should if Porzingis is healthy.
Okay. All right. So the last, so this isn't really the post deadline. I didn't want to miss this one. So the Lakers picked up Spencer Dinwiddie off of waivers. Toronto traded for him. They got rid of Schroeder and Thaddeus Young. Got Dinwiddie, then sends him to waivers, and the Lakers picked him up.
I mean,
what's the quality of Spencer Dinwiddie now? Like, how was he just? Why? Like, I haven't been keeping up with him. Like, why was he just on the waivers for somebody to pick him up?
He's a vet and just a fit. There's a lot of think about how many good guards there are in the NBA now. There's just so many good guards. It's not taking anything away from Spencer Dinwiddie. He's just a 30-year-old combo guard when you have so many 22-year-old combo guards that you can get right now. Mm-hmm. It's not hard to find a guard unless you're a Laker. And even with the Lakers, he's covering when Max Strus comes back, because they got Max Strus is out, and then they also got Cam Reddish is hurt. So when those guys come back, we'll see. We'll see how he fits in the rotation.
Okay. All right, Doug McDermott's still playing. I did not know that. Milwaukee just sent Robin Lopez, the brother. I forgot it was some funny stuff with that trade too. They sent Robin Lopez to Sacramento.
They're gonna release him.
Okay.
So he'll be a free agent too.
All right, shoot, man. That's about all I got for this segment. Do you got anything else you want to add or talk about?
I will say this: today, the Charlotte Hornets GM Mitch Kupchak just moved up to the front office. This is after probably the most successful run that he's had with the team of drafting Brandon Miller, who I thought was going to be a bust. I didn't think he was going to be a bust. I didn't think he was going to be as good as he is. I thought Brandon was going to be a run-of-the-mill, talented small forward, but he's looking like he's going to be a superstar. So shout out to Mitch Kupchak for actually drafting a great player on the way out, and then also helping make all these moves to turn the Hornets back into what looks like a real NBA team with actual talent. Shout out to Seth Curry. We actually got a Curry on the team again.
Yeah.
I mean, shout out to him. So the Hornets be looking for a new GM. Y'all might as well hit me up, man. I could have seen it together.
For sure, right? Hey, you're right up the street. Yeah. Hey, look, they just got to come in the shop. Yeah. And he like, is Darnell here?
Yeah. And I'm not gonna help y'all build a roster. We'll be on the salary cap and everything. But shout out to Mitch. Hopefully they find a good replacement.
I just hope Melo gets healthy sometime, and with all this going on, they could be a fun team to watch. I mean, they're already kind of fun, but you know what I mean. They can be truly competitive.
Yes.
Like, we could actually see them take out a top team on a weekday type ish, which we're not seeing. But
win some games. Have them win some games. I mean, they've won 2 games in a row, which is
they can get some respect in the league.
They beat Indiana tonight, and Indiana's a good team. So good for them.
Okay. Shoot, folks. That about wraps it up for this segment of We the Champs. We'll have this all out to you. And once again, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Congrats to the Kansas City Chiefs for winning the Super Bowl. Yeah. Goodness gracious. On their most down year in 6 years, but they still pulled it out.
The junior GOAT on the team, you know.
For sure. Junior GOAT. All right, that's a good term to put it.
Yeah.
But hey, that wraps it up for here, guys. We appreciate you tuning in. We the Champs. We out. Peace.
Peace.